What's up, guys? It's your girl, Crystal Willis, at Ms. Crystal Willis. Make sure you check out my episode at Boss Talks on the Rooftop.
What's up, everybody? This is Bryson Fowler. Thank you for joining us on Boss Talks on the Rooftop. This is a very special edition. This is our Mother's Day edition. I'm dedicating this to my grandmother. She just passed. She went to homegoing April 9th of 2024. So we're going to dedicate this to her. And we're going to also dedicate it to all the mothers around the world. And I want to introduce a very special guest to me, a dear friend, Miss Crystal Willis. How you doing, sir?
What's up, everybody?
What's been going on?
Well, I want to shout out my mom too. My mom, Diana Willis. She passed away from cancer a few years ago. So
My God.
definitely Mother's Day is, a tough time for a lot of people. And so I'm really excited to be able to, put her name out there and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I'm pretty sure she's proud of the woman that you've become and that you're going to be and everything that you're working toward. So I want to say, hey, thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for ingratiating us with your time. And just a shout out again to Miss Diana Willis.
Thank you.
And all the mothers out there. We love and cherish everything that you do for us. Those that are with us, those that have left us, and those that have yet to come before us. Hey, we just want to make sure that we show you our appreciation from Kingpin Luxury and us here at Boss Talks on the Rooftop. So,
Absolutely.
you have a few mementos with you today.
Yeah. So my mom's middle name was Joy. So I want to make sure we have some fun today. But
Yeah.
I decided to wear this fur that I got passed down to me from my mom, who got it from her mom. So yeah, this is my grandmother's little vibe right here.
Nice.
Giving the right diva vibes,
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks good on you. Ever said?
Thank you. Oh, it's nice, right?
What is that, velvet?
It's not velvet.
For you youngsters that's coming to America, the original one, okay? But so Ms. Joyce, so what does she do?
So my mom was a restaurant manager for a long time. She had 6 kids, all natural births.
Jesus.
Strong woman, but a nature lover, and she loved to make arts and crafts, and yeah. Oh, she's breathing on me right now. It's windy. Yeah.
Let you know she here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start drinking. We've been drinking.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start smoking too. But I want to
Cheers.
get into
To grandma.
to Grandma,
for sure.
SCB, love you, and Miss Diana Joyce Willis. God
Joy.
bless you.
Yes. Joy.
Joy. Oh, excuse me.
Yep.
I apologize. My bad.
It's okay.
But so let's fast forward to now. What do you have going on for people that don't know what all you do? I'm over here putting the carriage before the horse.
It's okay. It's Mother's Day. We gotta do that.
Yeah. So you're a mom,
Yes.
all right? So
I am.
happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. Yeah, my daughter is 25. She's amazing. She works in healthcare. I'm also a grandma.
There you are.
I became a grandmother at the age of 33, which is pretty unique.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I actually had my daughter at a very young age, and I placed her in an open adoption. So a unique motherhood story there. I'm a birth mother from rape at the age of 14, and yeah, so I tell that story often enough that now I feel like I have a little more control and power over it, which is a beautiful thing.
I mean, you were able to turn that story into a triumph, right?
Yeah, absolutely will.
It started out in a chaotic situation. You were able to push forward and create your own narrative and make sure that you drove what happened to you and what decide what the winning story is going to be.
Yeah.
Versus letting what happened to you be the ending story.
Yeah, and like any mom, I wanted what was best for my child, and I knew that throughout that situation, you know, she was innocent. It wasn't her fault. So she deserved a chance at life. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that experience. It taught me a lot. And it also allowed me to pursue my dreams, you know. But ultimately, I got to give her the life she deserved. Mom, a dad, a steady home, you know, something I couldn't give her at that age.
Right.
And since it was an open adoption, I could also visit her and tell her I loved her. And
See-
that was the most important thing for me.
See, I didn't know anything about like there's open adoption, closed adoptions.
Yeah.
So you were able to still be actively involved in her life, and so she knows who you are.
Absolutely, yeah. I chose her parents. We decided on a visitation agreement together. Open adoptions are really interesting. People don't talk about them a lot.
Do you smoke cigars?
You know I do, yeah. You know I do.
I don't know. Things change.
Well,
Let's see. Are you
a
going
lot
to
of
partake
people-
with me?
Yes, I would love to. I'd be
Okay.
honored. A lot of people don't know, actually, that I used to be a smoker.
Really?
You heard it here first on Boss Talks.
Really?
13 years, a pack smoker. I kept it a secret from a lot of people.
Why?
Just embarrassed, you know, to be a cigarette smoker and, you know, kind of the grip that it had on my life into my 20s. But I started in middle school, high school, like playing around, you know, and then later in life got hooked on about a half a pack a day. But one of the promises that I made to my mom was that I would quit cigarettes. But I actually like smoking, so.
It worked out. Let's see if I got you later. Use your kingpin
Oh,
lighter.
yes, my kingpin lighter. You filled it up for me?
I did.
Okay, cool.
I did. As what she's using is the Ice Gold Kingpin lighter. You can purchase at kingpinluxury.com. Check out our cutters, our torches, and our membership subscriptions. So, going from a pack a day, you quit because your mom,
Yeah.
right? So, we don't technically smoke cigars. We puff.
Yeah.
You're a puffer.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the way around it. We don't smoke,
Really
we puff. So, and what you're smoking on is a good friend of mine. Near
Heart of a Lion.
Heart of a Lion.
Yes.
Yeah. So shout out to Mr. Mims and the family. Heart of a Lion cigars. Love the brand. Truly support the brand. So Heart of a Lion cigars. Check them out. So.
Ooh, I'm telling it all today, aren't I?
Yeah.
I told that story because I want people to understand, like, obviously I get the struggle, you know. I try to quit cigarettes lots of times, but ultimately it boiled down to just loving my life. I got to a place where I love my life. So I feel like I can do that now.
Well, see, the thing of it is, like, I wanted to get you on here so people can start telling your story. They can see your story because you're so good at telling other people's stories. Like, you're pretty phenomenal at it. I don't know if you want to go into who all you've worked with, what all you've been doing, but I mean,
You can, yeah.
behind the scenes, like, you're pretty good at helping people build their brand and build their name up. So,
Thank you, Bryson.
that's all right. Hey,
I appreciate it.
I give it up. You know what I'm saying? I give it up. You know, I don't say much, but when I do say it, I hopefully I'm giving the credit as due. So
I appreciate that. I've been in the business a long time, entertainment business, that is music, film, television. I got my start in the corporate world in 2005. I started at ESPN, working in marketing. So I worked my way around the industry. Ultimately, music is my first love. That's what I went to college for, music business. And I've worked at several record labels, mostly on the distribution side, but also in publicity. And so I've worked for Disney Music, Warner Brothers, Universal. In 2016, I became an entrepreneur.
oh, nice. So where were you mostly at? Were you mostly LA? Where you from? Or okay.
I'm from Los Angeles. Well, I grew up all over the West Coast, Oregon, I was in Sacramento for a while, born in Utah. So moved around a lot growing up. Yeah. But I lived in Cali, LA for the last 20 years or so until I moved to Dallas.
What do you think about Dallas?
Dallas is a vibe. I think it's really, a lot of people are wanting to move here because of the real estate.
Y'all say y'all asses out of Dallas, like, move around. I don't want them back. I don't know. You're the last California person I need to be here. Okay. And I don't need nobody else.
Well, I'm glad I made the cut.
Yeah, just if you want to go back, because y'all raising our property values up and whatever. I can get off on attention on all that. What?
Yes, I like it though. I've met some really great people. You know, some beautiful views and ambiance at different restaurants around town. I love that there's so many more Black-owned businesses just sprinkled throughout the city. I really love that.
Yeah.
You know, LA was very fragmented, and I know every big city has pockets like that, but no, I'm a multicultural, biracial woman, so I like to be around different cultures.
Biracial. Yeah. So are you Black and
white? My mom's white, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Black and white. So what's that like growing up for you?
Man, it was tough. I grew up mostly around white kids, white schools. My siblings, I have 4 older siblings, are white, so on the surface it wasn't that uncomfortable for me most of the time, but there were definitely times where I felt ostracized or I felt bullied growing up. You know, being a mixed kid, and for mixed kids, like, we're never really Black enough, never really white enough, and I know anybody biracial will get that, but
right.
Yeah, so it was always that kind of feeling growing up.
Is there one side that you gravitate toward more?
No, for me it's all love. It's all about love. You know, my whole family is very multicultural. You know, we've got Japanese, we've got Puerto Rican, we've got all types of races in our family. And so for me, it's all about love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Wherever I'm loved, wherever I feel good vibes, that's where I'm going to be at. So.
You know what? I can drink to that. That's what's up. That's real. So, your next project that you're working on is cash flow and...
Content and cash flow.
Content and cash flow. Okay.
I can't wait.
Come on. Tell me about it.
So April 27th, a Dallas influential icon here, her name is Jade Tinner. We teamed up to do a brand workshop where people can learn about branding, brand partnerships, media, how to really up-level their content game. We're going to do photo shoots, BTS. We're going to have brunch, mimosa, so some networking. It'll be a vibe.
Yeah.
Can't wait, yeah.
And then your next thing that you have going on, it's going, like, content and cash flow is when?
April 27th. So it's this Saturday, but yeah, people are watching this later. Sorry, you missed it, but follow me on Instagram. There'll be more, for sure.
Okay. So, you're going into the marketing side, correct?
Yes.
So tell us about the marketing side that you're...
Yeah, so I own a marketing and PR firm called the Omni Firm. It's about creating omnipresent legacies, just making sure to spread out our story as far as it will go, and really leverage your story. Make your story your footstool.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything I do is story is baked in to the branding, marketing, strategy piece, and public relations, all the way to my coaching. I'm a certified master transformational life coach. So we talk about story a lot when it comes to unpacking your limiting beliefs and those stories that you play in your mind that keep you stuck. So.
Okay. So 20 years in the music business, right?
Yep.
I got to go back to that.
Yeah.
Because you talked about creating the stories. Okay. So the Diddy situation.
We gonna go right there?
Hey, I gotta ask.
Hey, y'all.
The Diddy situation. What storyline would you create? I'm not gonna ask if it's true or not, if there's any validity to it, because you know that's for people who research it or anything. But like, you're also in PR, right?
Yeah.
What storyline would you create to spin that, to turn it into a positive thing, to
Spin it for who?
I don't know.
That's the question. Spin it for him or spin it for the people who he allegedly impacted? See, that's the first thing to PR. You got to understand your audience. You got to understand the person and, their story, who they are. So, yeah.
So first you learn who they are, right?
Yeah.
So your question isn't, hey, are you guilty or you're not guilty? What's the story?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a judge or a jury, and he's lucky I'm not on the jury.
Really?
Probably, but this is a woman who's the survivor. But yeah, I don't know the situation. But if you're asking me what my strategy would be if I represented him, that's a great question. It's a great question to ask on camera. Maybe I'll teach some people. So crisis management, reputation management is a thing. Some publicists specialize specifically in just that because it's a very challenging thing. I mean, there was a quote by Bill Gates who said if he was down to his last dime, he's one of the richest people in the world, but he would spend it on PR. And the reason for that is because if nobody trusts you, if nobody likes you, it's going to be really hard to sell anything.
Right.
Because your success when it comes to serving and selling whatever you're giving to the world is based on whether people like you, trust you, want to do business with you.
Right.
And so for Diddy, he's going to have some challenges with that, depending on how this plays out. He's already had challenges with that, with Revolt, with Diageo, with different companies that he's been associated with. And naturally, he's had to back away. And, they were mutual decisions made because of how someone's story and who they are can impact the brand positively or negatively in a very real way, because it's all based on trust.
Right. So trust in the business relationship is a huge model for you.
Yeah, absolutely. If I were representing him, what I would want to know is more about who he is. What makes him a trustworthy, incredible person. And I would, ensure that whatever messaging was being put out from his side felt authentic. It felt trustworthy, credible, and that it wasn't inflammatory on either side, because ultimately it isn't up to the public to determine his fate.
Right.
It's up to the evidence. It's up to the courts. It's up to the lawyers.
But I mean, the public is, they determine his financial fate. Indirectly, because
absolutely,
those are your buyers, right?
Absolutely.
So,
but that's the beauty of publicity is you, depending on how hard you go versus how hard everyone else is going, destroying your name.
Right.
You can put positive messages out there into the world and show people a side of you that they like, trust, believe,
So, would anybody take on that client? Well, knowing what all is he's going against, everything that he's going, they're taking on.
I sure hope so. He's going to need a great publicist.
Right,
he doesn't have one already, but yeah.
But it just like as bleak as it seems, right? He's gonna have to have somebody that's gonna believe in champion and taking on his story. I mean, because there's still like a price tag associated with it.
Yeah.
And I would imagine it's a hefty price tag, but it's more so, can you win that battle?
Yeah. A lot of people strike similarities between lawyers and publicists for this reason, in the sense, like you said, the public can really decide your fate, and once you're a public figure, once you're out there like that, the judge gets to decide. And the lawyer's side, it's not up to the lawyer necessarily to know whether you did it or you didn't do it, but they got to believe you and they got to be able to argue on your behalf.
Right.
And so, yeah, he's got an uphill battle ahead of him.
I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's gonna work, but
he'll find somebody to represent him for the right price tag, and
mean,
he's got the money, when this is all said and done, or, he's kept his publicist on payroll.
right.
But a lot of times in these situations, like with Jonathan Majors, for example, the lawyers are drafting the statements on their behalf. So in some ways, lawyers do have a lot of similarities with publicists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Jonathan Majors situation is crazy.
Their publicists can also act as spokespeople for a public figure or help to write speeches and things like that.
Yeah. So, to the people that you've worked, because you've been in the music industry for over 20 years.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the artists that you've worked with.
So I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of different artists across genres, R&B, hip hop, country, heavy metal, pop. I worked at Disney Music Group, so I represented artists like Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, Zendaya, Coco Jones when they were signed to the Disney machine.
Oh, all right.
So I got to work with their teams. Really, really awesome. They're, major label, big pop star artists. They move around a lot.
Yeah.
But I really cherish those times working with Zendaya and working with Coco on their debut records.
Really?
When they were just diving into the music industry and getting to interact with them and support them and encourage them.
So when you were working with them, what role were you in?
I worked in publicity, so I was a coordinator in the publicity department. So I was responsible for some pitching, but mostly coordinating any appearances, interviews, overseeing interviews, and publicity travel, building media lists, all of the things that we needed in order to continue to run.
Right.
And to make sure that the word got out. So I would write press releases, media alerts. It allowed me to cut my teeth in the industry and grow some thick skin, because you need that in order to be a publicist. Yeah.
Why?
You'll hear no a lot, and sometimes you'll put pitch after pitch out and you won't hear anything. It's just continuing to work on your writing skills, continue to work on your research and targeting skills. There's a lot that goes into being a publicist that is not glamorous. It's challenging, and you just continue to go until you get that yes for your client.
So do you think ChatGPT will help your business, or would it hurt your business more than anything?
I love this topic. I love talking about AI as it relates to marketing. There's a lot of reasons why people are scared, and there's a lot of reasons why people are really excited. I just came back from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, which is called CES. Happens every year. I think it's in like its 100th year or something. And all I wanted to talk about was AI. I mean, that is really what's happening right now. It's a whole new era.
Right.
Like the invention of the internet, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of that really plays a part in our everyday life already,
right,
whether we realize it or not. And now we have tools that allow marketers, creatives to generate ideas, to work faster. And so we've been using it a lot in the industry, in marketing and public relations. And anybody who's not is really kind of behind the curve. But obviously you still need that human touch. You still need to be able to really bake in something authentic. So absolutely, you can't really have one without the other. Because every AI, every robot needs somebody telling it what to do.
Right.
Where you get into the scary situations that people, theorize, is when you have evil people telling AI what to do.
Right.
So there's actually people out there who I know that specialize in talking about that and corporate responsibility and things like that as it relates to how we use AI in marketing. So
you started incorporating it into your business?
Yeah, absolutely. It cuts down a lot of time and helps to really build out ideas, articulate ideas. I mean, there's so much you can do with it.
Going into using AI for your business, and you say there needs to be someone that's pressing a button to tell AI what to do. So pretty much, hey, this the play, run the play. Right? So you're now a coach amongst AI, you're coaching your publicists, you're coaching your clients. So tell us a little bit about you get into more of the coaching side of things.
Yeah, so
You like that? You like that? I dressed it up. That's kind of nice.
that's cool.
That was
That's cool. I
okay.
can go there. So we definitely do some coaching in publicity too. So coaching executives on media talking points and how to really show up confidently on camera and limit the types of filler words that they use. So there's an example of a filler word. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it. Like,
But I also
myself to death.
I also had to go through a lot of challenges personally with my mental health after being going through trauma throughout childhood, my teen years that I mentioned. And so for me, really breaking out of that and starting to take hold of life and feel like I was in control of life versus just watching my life pass me by, I had to get clear on some things, and so counseling was part of my journey for a very long time, therapy, and also personal development training. And what that did for me, personal development training really grew me up in terms of my emotional intelligence and my ability to not play the victim.
Right.
Not hide out in my life and blame everything on everyone else. I think that not taking responsibility for my own happiness, my own health, healing, and my own health actually is part of what destroyed my marriage. I'm divorced. And so I was at a point where I was ready to look at that stuff. Right. And until we're ready to look at where we're at, we can't chart a course to where we're going. Right. Where we want to go, where we want to be. And so once I realized that, I understood the importance of awareness, accountability, taking action. And so that led me down the path of becoming a senior leader and mastery of transformation, like reinventing yourself and how to really look at your shit.
Right.
And then that inspired me to go and get a coaching certification. But I just started coaching, which in a sense I always did because I was always giving my friends advice and stuff. But it's different when you become a coach. You're really aiming to ask powerful questions, to let people come to their own conclusions and compel them to think outside the box and be expansive in their thinking, set bigger goals, intentions, and really get clear on what it is that they want.
Right.
So that they can go and get it, And a lot of times they think it's going to take longer than it actually does,
right.
One thing that I'm studying now is really quantum leaping and like how to collapse time and really push forward toward your goal and create massive momentum and exponential growth.
Right.
So I'm obsessed. I could talk about personal development and manifestation and all of that all day long.
Well, see, I'm a true believer in being efficient in your time, right? It's the one thing we can't get back. It's the one thing no one can create for us. So I always make a joke that I live 4 lifetimes while everybody's living one, because I have multiple different facets that I run. We got the cigar luxury accessories. We have the tax business that just finished.
Right.
Thank God for it. And we just we're rolling into roof season.
Okay.
And then we're doing the podcast here. So a lot of different things that need to be impacted and as efficiently ran as possible. So a lot of people say it's a lot, but it is a lot, but you have to constantly work at it. So like how you said quantum leaping, I feel like, hey, come time travel with me a little bit, run through my day and see if you can help out with any of it.
Well, that's one of the things that I do love coaching people on is productivity and time management and boundaries. We're living in a society of people pleasers. We really are people pleasers. We're constantly seeking validation and letting our day run us instead of the other way around. And so I personally have struggled with that a lot. So I definitely love studying ways to be more efficient, be more productive, be more productive and efficient with ease and flow. Like not let it feel like work, not let it feel overwhelming and draining. And I'll tell you one thing, the boundaries will help a lot with that. For anyone watching, if that's the one piece of coaching advice I advise anyone to study, is how to set healthy boundaries, you know, for your time, for your peace of mind, for, you know, various reasons, in your job, with your kids, like, yeah. So
I've been called a habitual line stepper.
stepping over lines.
Yeah.
You stepping over lines, Bryson?
I do. I step over lines
okay.
because not because I don't care about your boundaries or anything.
Okay.
Like that. It's not because it's just I don't have time to waste.
Okay.
Like if the answer is no,
okay.
hurry up and tell me no. so I can move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. All right, now get out of my face. Move out of here. Beat it. You know what I'm saying? So
all good. I feel you. I don't like my time being wasted either at all. So that's the beautiful thing about boundaries.
yeah, so
You know, once you start learning to say no, you learn the power of no, then you get, you know, how much like that can impact your life.
right. So
The quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. I learned that from James Wedmore. And the depth and quality of the questions we're willing to ask ourselves is going to determine the quality of our life.
right. Now that's powerful. So
Yeah.
how can we connect with you? How can we find you if we need more coaching? If we need your PR expertise, how do we find you? How do we get connected?
Yeah, so I'm on all the social medias and on the web. So you can find me just crystalwillis.com or go to Instagram and type me up. But at Ms. Crystal Willis, MSCRYSTAL Willis. What you talking about, Willis? But I'm having a retreat in Bali. My baby, I'm birthing my dream come true. So I'm going to be hosting healing women's retreats to talk about some of the, you know, trauma and let go of, you know, hesitation and whatever is holding us back. But really it's about creating a safe space, a transformative space for women to release and also step into who they're called to be and understand, clarify their vision for their purpose in life and really go after it. So we're doing that in Bali this year in 2024. We've got a wait list going already, and it's a very intimate thing. So like 8 women probably is where we'll land. And then also just launched a digital marketing course, and I have several courses, Media Magnet Accelerator, which teaches you how to do your own public relations, or if you're a publicist, aspiring publicist, you can learn some skills. So I have a few digital courses right now for me. Now that I've hit that 6-figure mark in business for a few years in a row.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was tough before that until I really learned to value myself properly and really take my business, take myself seriously, you know, and set those boundaries and stuff like that. But yeah, now for me, it's about scaling, building in systems, AI, building a team, starting to really push out my message and just show up, be more visible, show up. Yeah. So I'm excited for what's coming next. It's a lot of good stuff.
And we're excited to join you, touch and agree. More success coming forward.
Thank you. Yeah.
Guys, thanks for joining in and tuning in with us. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the channel. Go pick you up a Kingpin Luxury torch at kingpinluxury.com. As you can see, it's highly wind resistant. And go follow Miss Crystal. And remember, storms don't last, but your home should. Peace. 2 fingers.
And action.
All right. So anyway, you've been working.
So enough about Diddy. Enough about
Enough
Diddy.
about Diddy.
Yeah.
We're Diddy'd out.
Yeah,
No
we
Diddy.
had a cut on that one.